Hello, my name is Zayne Sprague, and this is a Technology Today, Future Tomorrow video. This series is going to be creating a Hello World function for Amazon Alexa. We are going to start this off with an introduction video, basically what you need to know, what you need, and how to get it all set up. And then the next upcoming videos we're going to actually be diving into setting it all up and making it work, etc. So this function is going to be ran off of Node. I'm not going to really go over the basics of Node. I'm going to assume that you're fairly comfortable with programming in Node to the point of which, being able to read like functions and variables and log statements and whatnot. Other than that, I'm going to cover how to get an AWS account, an Amazon developer account, and a text editor in this first video, so don't worry about that. I'm also going to have the next 3 videos in this series cover in depth each detail of the setup for this Hello World application. The 5th video is going to be optional. It's going to be a line-by-line video of the code that was ran to create the Hello World function to help you understand the code a little bit better. I'm going to kind of briefly go over the code in the initial video when we're actually setting up the Lambda function in AWS, just kind of give you what you need to know, because you don't really need to know it all by line if you want to just make functions, but I think it's important if you really want to feel comfortable creating Amazon Alexa skills. So the outcome of this video, of this series, is going to be when we say, Alexa, ask Hello World to introduce us, Amazon will respond with Hello World. Pretty simple, but it's and basic, but it's needed so that you guys can get your feet wet in some of these Alexa skills and kind of understand how it works. So whenever we go into more detailed tutorials over this type of stuff, I don't have to explain. We can just kind of jump to the fun stuff. So in this video, we're going to be setting up our AWS account, our Amazon Alexa account, and getting a Sublime text editor, because I like Sublime text with Node. So yeah, let's get started. Alright, let's get started. I'm going to use Firefox for whenever I download stuff off the internet. Feel free to use any browser. It should be all universal, so don't worry about it. Let's go ahead and go into our URL address and go and search for Amazon Web Services. Really quick, Amazon Web Services, or AWS, is a computing platform, cloud computing platform. There's a lot of really cool tools that you can use in AWS, and a lot of them are for free, at least for the first year. Everything that we're going to be doing, including Lambda functions, which I think is actually all we're going to be doing, is 110% free for the first year. So in that first year, what you're going to have is called a free tier. Feel free to look at their docs to learn a little bit more about what you get in that free tier, and feel free to explore it. I might create some tutorials on some of this really cool stuff that you get to use, because it is really helpful and a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and set up our account. Go into sign into the console. Right here, we are going to enter our email address. I'm using my Gmail account, and we're going to hit I am a new user. Enter in some of your information in here. It's just asking for my email again. And then go ahead and create a password for your account. I would make it pretty secure, simply because you will have to put in a credit card. They will not bill you until you run out of your free tier. But since you have to put that information in, I would highly recommend a safe password. Okay, just more form stuff. Make sure that you hit personal account. I am in the United States. And then I'm going to go ahead and skip over most of this stuff, since you pretty much already know, or hopefully you know what address and city and state that you live in. I don't really want to put that in my YouTube video, but go ahead and fill all of this out and then click Create Account and continue, and we'll pick up there. So I hope that wasn't too hard. After you fill out that form, they would have called you and asked you to put in the PIN, and then you pick out your basic support plan. That's pretty much it. I didn't record that because there was personal information that they kind of wanted, like my phone number and stuff, and I just wanted to keep that private. So after you fill out all those steps and you select your basic plan, or I guess if you wanted to be a little extravagant and go with the developer plan, but you don't need it, you should be looking at this page, which is your basic AWS page, although this isn't really what you're going to be looking at whenever you're using AWS. So let's go ahead and hit sign into the console. Put in your password that you created during the sign in or sign up process, and boom, you should now be in AWS. This is what it should look like, and we will cover this in more detail, or at least what we need to know, in the next upcoming videos. But let's go ahead and switch over to creating an Amazon Alexa developer account. Okay, so here I am in my basic home page. I'm going to go to my browser and I'm going to type in Amazon Alexa developer. The first link that pops up should be it. Now, I have an Amazon Alexa at my current location, like physically. So that's tied into my personal Amazon account. What I'm going to do is I'm going to blur out my URL, put in my password. You'll see some of the functions that I have already created for Alexa, but I'll go ahead and create new ones. You should see the same thing, it's just you won't have as many custom skills as I have. So let's go ahead and hit sign in. If you do not have an Amazon account that is tied to Alexa, or just an Amazon account in general, you will have to do the same type of sign up that we did with AWS. Put in your email, click I am a new user, and they will sign you all the way through. But I'm pretty sure most people have an Amazon account, and I can't create a new one because the Alexa that I have is currently tied with my current personal account. So I'm going to go ahead and type in my password. And thanks to Amazon, the setup process for this, if you already have an Amazon account, is very, very, very simple. You simply use your same credentials, go in, you see this little bar up here, we're going to click on Alexa, and Alexa Skill Kit. And you see some of the skills that I already have set up. I'm going to go ahead and leave that tab open, as well as my AWS tab. But now you have your two profiles pretty much all hooked up and ready to go. Next up is the text editor. I use Sublime Text because it's lightweight, it's free, and it's really good to use for things like Node and whatnot when you don't really need like something heavy duty like C++ or Python. So I used to use Notepad++ actually, but Sublime Text really kind of stole my heart away, I guess is a good way to put it. It has a lot of features in it that I didn't even know I would really like until I was shown, like I actually used it. So go ahead and open up a new tab and type in Sublime Text. The first link that pops up should be the correct one. This is available on Windows, Linux, and Macs, so it's universal. Very sweet. Go ahead and click the download for Windows or whatever OS you're using. Save the exe, and then run the exe. I already have it installed on my computer. I don't want to install it again because I don't want to confuse it. So I'm going to go ahead and hit no. But for you, you should hit yes and then follow the format that it shows you, like the instructions and whatnot. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's pretty standard. Once you have that installed, go ahead and open up Sublime Text, and you should have something that looks roughly like this. We're going to go ahead and go into detail about creating like a new project, files, etc. I'll show you how it kind of works and some of the cool stuff about it in the next coming videos when we're actually looking at code. Again, this is free, but the only thing I've noticed is if you save your files a couple times, it'll ask you to register, and you'll also have this Sublime Text unregistered text up on the title window. Very superficial. It is a very good program. So I will, at some point, I do plan on buying a license just because I really like it, but you don't have to, it's free. And that pretty much concludes the first video in creating an Amazon Alexa Hello World skill. I hope you guys enjoyed getting some accounts set up, and we're going to be going into a lot more detail in the next coming videos, doing a lot of fun stuff, a lot of epiphany moments and whatnot of how all these systems connect and services connect and etc. So yeah, this is Zayne Sprague signing off. See you later.